Thank you, everyone, for that. Welcome to the first screening of George Klein's third film, The Dark Lights. Unfortunately, George couldn't be here tonight to introduce the film to you, unless you're out there now, George. No. Great. Brilliant. Just me tonight, then. What to say about it, really? Obviously, George knew more about what he was trying to do with this thing. It's new, obviously. Career. He was trying to be innovative, I know that. People. Just roll the film. Ah, jeez. How about if we start it with me this way, then I kind of I sort of spin round halfway through the talk. I sort of toss it over like that. Can we? No. Start rolling, yeah. George Klein. He's one of those directors who will, when given the choice between the easy way of doing things and the hard way, he'll always choose the hard way. That's just the way he works.
I think what George is trying to do is to liberate us from the mechanics of film, to see beyond that.
Do I think he's going to be a start of a whole new movement? Yes, definitely, with no cameras. Yeah, fantastic. It could really work.
Audiences don't want to be patronised anymore. Audiences need something new, and they need something fresh, and they need to use their imagination. They need to be able to interpret what they want to interpret. Just like everyday life. Everyday life is a film.
Director George Klein is widely regarded as perhaps the most dangerous filmmaker in modern cinema. Klein's first film, Pervert Dog, was a four-way split-screen art house feature. It forced the viewer to confront its own misogyny through the unblinking eyes of young dogs. Klein's second film, Bedsit Winter, faced controversy head-on like a bull in the rings of Spain. Klein became a mouthpiece for angry Europe, forcing Hollywood to take heed of the Munich bed crisis of '78.
Wo ist bitte, Wolfie?
Hier bin ich in dieser verdammten Betterkrise.
He, the director, who not afraid to challenge his audience. Klein's latest feature, The Dark Lights, is his boldest to date. He intends to shoot the entire film without the use of cameras. By abandoning the tools of modern cinema, Klein seeks to realise his perfect vision. With shooting only a fortnight away, the heads of production have gathered together to iron out any concerns that they may have.
This is going to be a George Klein film, so obviously everything's going to be a bit different.
I do understand that some of you had some concerns, and while I do understand some of these concerns, I would ask that you put your trust in me as your director.
Seeing as there are no cameras, how are we going to film this from a logistical point of view?
Well, I think that obviously this does throw up quite a few hypothetical questions. George and I did a lot of experimenting with different ways in which we might shoot without a camera. George was very keen on the idea that his head would take the place of the camera. The original idea was that George would be strapped to me and I would move around very much sort of like a Steadicam. But there were issues there where I had to drop George, that would be a problem. So in the end, we just decided that I would do this.
We got a really wonderful young actor involved called Max Welsh. And I really think we have to thank Jane, head of casting, for getting the ball in our court on this one.
Max Welsh is a product of the prestigious Collège des Acteurs Academy. This is his first film with Klein. Revered board treader Joan Taylor will be working with a director who has, in the past, often alienated his female cast. In addition to the daunting prospect of no cameras, Klein has opted to do away with scripts, favouring instead the capricious fumet of improv.
I feel more at home in my imagination than I do in my own home. I can be whoever I want to be, from a simple peasant in 17th century Russia to a trapeze artist in the Moulin Rouge. It's a misconception about me that I'm arrogant. I don't rate myself that highly, but other people do. Other people think I'm a genius, and maybe I am. Who's to say they're wrong and I'm right?
The no camera thing. Very interesting indeed, very creative ways of not having a camera.
Okay, boarding.
Production was underway for The Dark Lights, a cast and crew adapting quickly to the absence of camera.
People seem to be kind of getting used to this new way of working, which is good. You know, I've worked on a lot of films where they haven't kind of got used to it, and where we've used cameras in the past and it's been a complete disaster.
Seeking a boost to performance from his lead actress Joan Taylor, Klein employs his characteristic abrasive style of direction.
You're filthy, you're ugly, you're disgusting, you're a pathetic human being, you're a fucking bitch.
I met George Klein actually in this pub in Stuttgart, and it was this brilliant first meeting of two minds. I knew George was going to be in there, and I went into the pub and I saw this figure in the corner.
As I was sitting there talking to Charles, Alistair came in, and he's quite a hyper character.
I came over and behind him and I went, boo! Boo! And his paper just went everywhere, all over the floor.
I didn't realise who he was. I threw a punch. It resolved itself.
We had a laugh over that one, and we've been friends ever since, haven't we, George?
It was early days indeed, and although the crew were positive, misunderstandings with Klein's working methods were beginning to surface.
If we can move the second camera, so we're going to catch Max.
Right. Okay, which camera?
The second camera. It's two camera setup.
Okay, I was only aware of did you want a second camera?
Of course I want a second camera. It's a two camera setup, Julie.
Okay, sorry.
Can we have another second camera then?
Yeah, sure. As many as you like.
How long for a setup?
An hour.
Okay, can we get that sorted straight away, please?
Sure. Okay, so second camera.
We need the same one that we're using.
Similar, the same model.
Right, okay. We got more.
Look,
Yeah.
please, we need to move on the scene, so if you can just sort that out. If you have any problems, ask Alistair.
Full Panavision.
Okay.
All right, guys,
Go back to the
I'll
scene.
get on to that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. It was 3 months in, and the crew were finally beginning to work with a sense of cohesion.
More smoke! That's too much smoke. Less smoke. Less smoke.
In the dense smoke, all appeared well. However, the smoke would soon clear to reveal Taylor, who looked like she'd had enough.
I genuinely don't think it's fair or balanced or accurate that he's constantly praising Max and nothing I do is good enough.
George is having trouble with Joan, Joan's having trouble with George.
Okay, roll sound.
I guess it's hard for Joan to work out what he wants from her.
Wait for the actress.